the 14-day follow-up process, right? How to have a pipeline discipline and what does this mean, right? And we'll keep it interactive. I like your feedback and your, questions and concerns while I go over these points. So why follow-up drives conversion? Most of us thinks, oh, I'll get a lead and that's it. I'm done. I'm good. I'm set. But not really. That's just the first step, right? That's like getting your real estate license. That doesn't change anything. You've just cleared your first step. The real thing starts after you get your license, right? Same thing with getting leads. Getting leads, yeah, good. You got the leads, but the real work starts after you get the lead, right? So most people think, oh, the more leads I have, the more business I'll do, but that's not true. The more follow-up you do, the more business you'll do. You don't need 50,000 leads. You can have 1,000 leads and everybody knows who you are. They like you, they trust you, and you can have a lot better year than having 50,000 leads by a database and then try to reach out to them once a year, right? Most deals are lost due to a lack of consistent follow-up, right? And not lack of leads. Diving deeper into this, as soon as we get a lead, right? A lot of us, we just accumulate leads. Oh, I got another one. I got another one, right? Whereas we should be following up and quickly pre-qualifying them, right? So going back to the same point, follow-up is more, I would rate follow-up number one and leads number two, right? So some of us who are looking to spend money into lead gen or do events, get more leads, make sure you have the capacity and ability to follow up, right? There's no point of getting lots and lots of leads and you never call them and now they've forgotten about you, right? So follow up is number one, leads number two. Over 70% of the clients choose first agent who stays in touch, right? So this is crucial, right? A lot of agents come in, we do a really good job. But once the deal's done, right? So we do a good job until the deal's done. But once the deal's done, we don't really follow up, right? So this stats, I have to find out where this stat came from, but it's very true that 70% of the people will use you again because you've done a good job, but only if they remember your name, right? You've sold them a house 5 years ago. You've never followed up. They don't know how to find you. Maybe you've switched companies, right? They have no clue. Oh, it's a phenomenal agent. Where'd he go? Oh, no clue. Wish I could find him or her, right? So we don't want to be in that situation. Whenever the lead's done, whenever a deal's done, I always make it my priority that I follow up with clients in the same intensity. So they see that, okay, the deal's done. This guy does not have to follow up. He's still calling me. He's still texting me. He's still sending me next steps. He's still in touch with me. And I do the same thing when the clients have sold and moved on, right? So the deal's pending. I'm still calling, following up. And now they've sold and moved to their other place. I'm still calling and following up. Not as aggressively, but I'm still saying, hey, I hope the move went well. If there's anything, you let me know. Right, I'm looking forward to helping you again. And then I put them on AI systems, put them on follow-ups. I still follow up with them every 3 months, even when I know they bought or recently sold. Just asking them how things are going, if there's anything else that they're considering, if I can help them with something, if they've given me 5-star reviews and stuff like that, right? Referral business form, right? Most agents, as soon as the deal's done, they delete their client's number, right? And then block them everywhere. I don't know what it is. That's what most people do. So we don't want to do that. That's not how you're going to get, because think of it this way. First time when you're doing, I know some of us have done this and we know this firsthand. When we're doing deals and we meet somebody for the first time, it's a lot difficult for us to build that trust. Now we've done that. Now, second time when they come back, they're going to listen to us. They understand this person's on my side. It's a lot easier, more enjoyable. Why let go of that, easy, enjoyable experience because you never followed up? So please make sure the clients you've helped last year, last month, a couple of years ago, stay in touch with them, follow up with them, right? And just ask them, if there's anybody they'd like to send your way, so you can help them too. Consistent communication builds trust and keeps you top of mind, right? That is very, very crucial. A lot of us think, oh, let me get my pointer. This point's, this is an important point. Keeps you top of mind. I have lost a lot of deals, and I always ask them, I said, I did a good job. You were so happy with me. What made you, because like I said, I keep following up. But sometimes people end up buying with other people, like that's their choice. But I asked them, what happened? They said, oh, this person was calling and inviting us to events and doing this. We got their flyer. They were at the top of mind when we thought of moving. We called them first, right? Whereas I was following up too, but maybe not to that extent, right? So we have to make sure when they think of real estate, they should think about you. If they're thinking of somebody else, if they're seeing someone else that, oh, real estate, oh, I know this person, right? I get their pamphlet every week. They're going to choose them, right? So again, we've all lost clients because we didn't stay in touch. We thought, okay, I've done a good job. These guys are good. They're not going anywhere, but they will, right? Because even when you passively follow up, like there's somebody else consistently following up, right? So you have whoever's top of mind, that person gets the business. Moving on. Any questions or any feedback on this from anyone? Any experience they'd like to share? Or they've followed up too much or too less? No? Yes. Maureen.
Yeah, I definitely think it's probably the hardest thing in real estate. We always think that we're bothering someone because we personally might not like people bothering us. But
Yeah.
that discipline, you got to stay with it. I think there's nothing worse. I've had it happen to me, and they go, "Oh, Maureen, I forgot you're in real estate." I mean,
Yeah.
it shoots through your heart. But yeah, I have a hard time disciplining myself to do that. But I'm trying to set aside X amount of hours to do it per day and get it over with. That sounds horrible, but
I do the same thing. I was losing out clients, and then as I made a commitment that I'll talk to two past clients a day, right? Then in 2 months, I'm like, okay, I've actually covered everybody. It wasn't that big, but it's as simple as that, calling one or two people a day, past clients or good referral source, and then seeing how they're doing. So we don't have to make 100 calls. We just have to make one or two, but every day, and that adds up, right? Two calls a day is 60
I'm
clients.
I'm trying a new approach. I'm actually calling till I get them and I'm inviting them out for coffee. I want to see
Yeah.
them instead of doing the
Yeah.
texting and more
Yeah.
of the, eyeball to
No,
eyeball type of thing.
that's 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 actually better than call or text. So if you can do that, that's I would I mean, that would be my first preference too. Because
Yeah.
when they see you, it's different than versus call. Then they now they're thinking that, oh, I remember the days you helped us so much. We were running around, and then you're top of mind, right? Whoever they see, right? But the next best thing would be call. So, but yeah, if you can call and book an appointment and see them in person, even for a coffee, yeah, very, very powerful. A lot of people don't know this, but this is so powerful, right? I had an agent when I was new tell me the same thing. Oh, Arch, just call people, call them on coffee and tell them how your business is going. Ask them about how their life is going. I'm like, no, it can't be this simple, right? And she makes $1 million. She's in Kitchener, consistently doing well. And I'm like, why is she saying that, right? And I'm like, that can't be true. That can't be true. But then I realized it is true. It's as simple as that. Right? We don't have to sell them on something and say, come meet me at the presentation center. No, your past clients, you have a coffee with them, see how life's going, ask them what their plan is, how, their life's unfolding. A lot of times they'll just say, oh, I'm thinking of actually selling. Is it a good time? Could you do a home evaluation for me? Or, my cousin's buying, my brother's buying. And then next thing you know, you're working with their family member, right? And it is as simple as getting a coffee and getting in front of your clients, right? And if you don't, somebody else will, right? That's just how it is. Everybody has all the clients, everybody's clients' information, right? People are clicking on 10 different places. So, right, if we're not following up with our past clients, somebody else is. And then they get the business. And the thing that hurts the most is this is the easy deal. Like the first one is the tough deal. You have to build trust, run around. Now they trust you. So you've done all of that hard work for somebody else to reap the benefit, right? So that is very, very painful to see that, hey, I did all of that and then now they understand everything and they bought within a day. Like looks at two homes, someone else, right? So how do we structure this? Structuring a 14-day system, right? And we need this. Like if we're serious about this, if we have a lot of leads, we gotta nurture them, right? And how do we nurture them so we're not bothering people and at the same time, qualifying them and putting them in the right funnels? So we have to combine call, text, emails, in-person meetings, right? Over a 14-day sequence. And I do exactly the same thing. As soon as a lead comes in, they get a call, text, and an email, right? Because right away I want them to know that I've returned their call, I've messaged them on the text message with my information, and I have emailed them, right? A lot of people are scared of text messages now because a lot of scams going on. So I always email them. So now they have everything, right? And if I get a response, good. If not, then I do the same thing again. This time I say, hey, just reaching out. I tried connecting with you yesterday. If you're still looking for this information, call, text, and email, right? If I connect with them, I ask them what they're looking for. And this is over 14-day sequence, right? As a lead comes in, I'm very, very active. I'm gonna call them every day. First 3 days, 4 days, I call, text, and email, right? And I see what kind of response I get. Then I take a day off, but then again, it's the same thing, but in a different sequence. Then it's an email, right? A day. Next day, I would text them and say, hey, not sure if you got my text. Are you still looking for this so-and-so property? And then I'd call them, right? So there's a 14-day lead. This is for newer leads, by the way. Like, this is don't call your past clients for 14 days consistently. This is for new lead. As soon as a new lead comes in, especially an online lead that you don't know if it's real or not real, right? This is for a new online lead, a fresh lead, Realtor.ca lead, Facebook lead, right? Focus on value-driven touch points, not just check-ins, right? So how can we do that? Let's just ask you guys, what do you guys think? How can we focus on value and not just saying, hey, just following up? Any suggestions? Yes, Maureen.
Yeah, I think as you're mentioning about new builds, they've been in trouble for quite a while. It's been difficult for them. Something to the effect, you obviously have made a note that maybe your people do like a new build.
Yeah,
Phoning, just saying, hey, not sure. Are you aware of the new rebate? Do you want me to send you some information? Things like that.
great. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Instead of saying just following up, why don't we say, hey, are you familiar with this? Let me send you some info. Take a look at that information. I think that may help you understand what's happening, right? And then I'll call you tomorrow to go over all of that. Yeah. So that is an example of a value-driven touch point. Not just checking in. Nobody says, hey, how's it going? Following up. Nobody likes those texts or calls, right? People are, as humans, we're always looking at it as a perspective, what's in it for us, right? That's how we are. So if we show value, they're like, okay, I'm getting some value. They'll listen to you, right? And then you have more time with them, you can convert them. But if it's just, hey, following up, hey, doing this, hey, right? That's not as effective as something where we give value. Pre-planned systems to ensure no lead is forgotten. So one of these things we can do is some of us are using AI, some are not. But one thing that I do is I always, have a check-in, lead check-in, right? Or emails check-in. So all the Realtor.ca leads, all the other leads, they go to our emails and sometimes in database CRMs. But if we have a follow-up where we check emails 3 times a day, I don't think you'll lose any lead. If you don't have a fancy CRM, but you check your emails in the morning, okay, there's no, urgent email. Afternoon, I didn't miss any lead. And evening, before we end the day, That's just as effective as having AI, right? So now with AI, as soon as a lead comes in, we can have a text go out automatically saying, I got your info, looking forward to helping you. Same with an email and a voicemail, right? So that is powerful. But if you don't have that AI system, again, as long as you're reaching out within reasonable time frame, it's good, right? Because people are also now that AI is so popular, a lot of my clients ask me, Arch, is it you or is it AI? Right? And people are kind of put off by that. The way it's written, it doesn't sound human, right? And people are like, I don't want to deal with this. This is an AI. First thing they do is stop, right? So, and unsubscribe. So again, we have to have really well written, human written responses, which is tough, or we reach out ourselves so they know it's not an AI, right? Like I said, I know a lot of people saying AI is everything. It's 50-50 right now. Half of the people don't like AI and they avoid it and they don't want a text message, right? And they just, because everybody's using it and they're getting text and the texts don't make sense because they are not smart enough to know what the person has asked. It's like a generic text. Hey, you still looking for a house? Hey, following up, how's your home search going? And the person like, what? I asked you for prices. So again, if you have good AI systems, perfect. If you don't have it, don't worry. Just you make sure you get respond in time. Keep checking, it'll be fine. Like if you have AI systems and stuff, just make sure that they don't sound too AI. Right? Okay. So how do we maintain the pipeline? Now that we have the pipeline, what do we do? I know this is a very common question. A lot of people say I have a lot of leads. I don't know who's who. Who should I call? I have 4,000 people, right? So we have to categorize all the leads into first is lead. We don't know if they're buying, selling. It's a lead. Then client. They say, yeah, I'm looking to buy. Could you show me homes? We show them homes and we signed up that client as a buyer or seller. They're in clients. And then you have hot prospects. They've shown some interest. They may do something, may not. And then you have a weekly, monthly, 3 months, 6 months, right? Based on their time frame. And then you keep putting them in that section and follow up with them in that time frame. It's as simple as that, right? First thing is to call everybody, get all the info, get their timeline, and then follow up based on that timeline, right? But if it's a lead and you haven't, again, lead should be let's say you get a lead, you contact them for 14 days. Some of the leads will say, yeah, I'm looking to buy, sell. You take them out of that 14-day cycle, put them in the proper category. And the other leads will go through the 14-day cycle and not do anything. Then you put them in a monthly follow-up. Then after a month, once the month goes by, you can follow up with them and see if they responded. If not, then just put them in a 3 months, 6 months follow-up. You don't have to waste time on those guys. People who haven't responded, they've shown you that they're not that interested. Right? And people who have responded, they're active leads. They're looking to buy, sell, and they have active, motivation. Bring them. The next step for us should be to get them in front of, get in front of them. Right? So track every interaction to monitor how responsive they are. Right? You send them 50 texts, you get one. They're not ready, something's off. Just put them in a monthly or 3 month follow-up. Right? Set up daily follow-up targets. Again, every day you have to do, okay, these are my daily clients, these are my weekly clients, right? And then follow up with them within that time frame. For example, if I get a lead, the guy says, yeah, I'm looking, and I put them in a monthly follow-up. Then I'll follow up with them end of this month, right? So I put a 30-day thing, and okay, follow up in 30 days. Very simple. So this discipline in maintaining the pipeline and making sure you have leads properly set up and organized will prevent lost opportunities, right? If everybody in your database is a lead, then you cannot call 4,000 people in a day. right? So you will be losing a lot of business, right? Our goal as realtors, like one of our main tasks for our business as a real estate agent is to generate leads and then to filter them, right? Because we only have limited amount of time. We only have 24 hours and you can't talk to 4,000 people. So you have to filter active, right? So we have to get really good at filtering people, saying, okay, this person's active, this person's somewhat active, this person's maybe this person's not going to do anything. They clearly said, don't call me, right? Put them in a 1 year follow-up. No?
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead, Parth. Yes.
yeah. As you know that my CRM and everything is little bit messed up lately, but yeah, I do kind of use it. I have a CRM and I try to segregate leads with 3 months, 6 months, 12 months next year, and I try
Okay.
to make a task that if the lead is probably thinking in next year, then I might have a call in 6 months, or the
Okay.
lead is thinking in 6 months or 8 months, then I might just call in 2 months and keep sharing any updates of the markets, like
Okay.
something like mortgage related thing. If the government of Canada or the Bank of Canada they are holding the rate, or any kind of update basically, and
Good.
I have tags of currently working leads or leads they are buying maybe in 2 months, 3 months. So yeah, that is what I used to. I'm basically using tags.
Yeah. So same thing, you can use tag, you can use pipeline, but we have to use this because otherwise your good leads are getting mixed up with the bad leads. And we shouldn't be giving equal attention to someone who says, I like to buy, and someone who says, don't call me, right? If you put everybody in the same section, that's just not right. You have to separate it. People who are interested are talking to you, are willing to sign with you. They should you should treat them a little bit nicer. That's the person who's going to make a deal where someone who hasn't responded to any of your messages, right? So good. Glad you're doing it. Perfect. Anybody else? Any kind of suggestion that they use?
Yeah, I also use the same thing that you were mentioning about, talking to them and then putting them into certain category so that the
Okay.
next time when we call them, we know what we had talked to them, what is their current need of the hour. So using that with the CRM is like really, really helpful. I also
Okay.
end up putting a little note with them every time they tell me something, let's say they said, oh, maybe in 3 months or maybe in 4 months I will see what is my plan. So I write
Okay.
that. That's really helpful because I remember what they said. If I'm talked to like
Yeah.
in the time of 3 months I've talked to 100 people, then it's very hard to know what they said.
You're right. Great. Thanks. Thanks, Mega. And it also helps to pick up the conversation. If somebody says, hey, I'm traveling the world, I'll be back in 6 months. And then when you call them, you say, hey, how was your world travel? Are you back, from traveling the world? Then they say, okay, this person remembers, right? Because to them, we're just calling them. They don't know we have a system and we made notes, right? So making notes is very crucial. Any big team, any big agent, anybody successful in this business, we have notes of everything, like every single details. And that's how we stay on top. And that's one way to build trust. People say, "Hey, okay, this person called me when they said they'll call me. This person remembers what conversation we had because they didn't remember, right? But now they also do remember. Like, okay, this person they're actually top of their game. So that is uh, very powerful having notes. Like it's not waste of time. I used to think, oh, it's waste of time. Why am I taking notes? But very, very powerful. Because sometimes what happens is somebody will call you. You'll open this started happening to me. I'd open their system and I say, I remember I had a chat with this person and a really good talk, but I know nothing about them now after a month. Because and the guy says, oh, you don't remember? We had a chat, you said this, and that's not a good feeling, right? Where the client remembers more than us. So that's why if you have notes, you remember, yeah, I remember you said this, yeah, and this was your timeline. Yes, I remember, right? And then we update at the next conversation. So very powerful, making notes and, and organizing the database. Okay, cool. Any questions on the topic today for following up an organization of database?